This is your boy DJ LW. Now tuned in to QSM Radio Special Edition. We got a special artist coming to show some love to the radio station. We go way back, but I'm gonna let him know. Let him tell you who he is.
What's good, man? This is JC. That's simple.
JC. That's simple. So I mean, we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, like because of course we go back to church. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was in a lot of people know we was in the acapella group. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Chorus.
Preacher sons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a whole nother. You know what I'm saying? Combination. You know what I'm saying? Now you even was on even with your group. Y'all went on TV on
Apollo.
Apollo.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, it's been a lot, man. This man been moving around a lot. I mean, been signed independent, back and forth. You know, work with a lot of artists. Been around a lot of artists and studios and back and forth. But let's give them a little taste of when you first started. Like, give us a little background
Okay.
of coming from the church acapella group to now. You know what I'm saying? Singing, got the eyes looking at you in the church. You know what I'm saying? Just speak on a little bit of that.
Well, I think the church stuff was just by default, because like you said, my dad was a minister, so we just already was in the youth group, and then the unique dynamic of Nashville, we had the Nashville Youth Chorus. So I think I joined that when I was like 9, and you was supposed to be like 12
Right.
to be in there. But it was me and Darwin.
Right.
We were in there at 9, 10, somewhere around there. And then we had a group that formed out of that. A lot of people don't know how a group formed, but it formed at a
Yeah.
youth conference.
Right.
So we went to youth conference, and I don't know
Youth
if you
conference
remember, they
crazy.
used to let us get up there and
Yeah.
sing, like people could do the random talent. So now, I ain't gonna say we was singing for the right reasons. We was in there trying to pool, but
Right.
we was like, man, we finna get together, we finna kill them tonight. Like, but it was like originally like 15, 16 people. It was like just a bunch of guys that got together and we sang. And so the ones from Nashville, we stayed together and actually ended up forming a group and sang all the way from like, I think we did our first album, we were like in 9th grade. You
Yeah.
know, we were like 14, and then we went on Apollo, did all that, put albums
How
out.
did that happen on Polo? How did that opportunity come across?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like that's what's crazy. The way to connect the dot is I've been independent my whole life. Like because even then, I was the one that took our CD and I submitted it to Apollo.
Okay.
I still remember the lady's name. Her name was Maxine.
Shout out to Maxine.
Yeah, I remember. I want to say her last name was Lewis. I remembered the name because she was like, "Who is this little boy that keep contacting me?" I was
Right.
calling, I was following up. I'm like, "Yo, did you get the tape?" Like,
Right.
so she finally listened to it. Was like, "Hold on, y'all actually good." Like, and
And it's acapella.
yeah. So then Darwin's dad was our manager.
Yeah.
Not officially, but we had to have some kind of adult
Right.
arrange everything. So, and they don't pay you to be on Apollo. So we had to book flights, and he was responsible for getting us all out there and, getting our hotels and stuff. So it was an incredible, experience. But that's where the grind started because I'm like, we was selling CDs and everywhere we went. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, and it just carried all the way over to now.
So how did the change up come about with the music? You know what I'm saying? The music from the gospel to the, you know what I'm saying, to smooth
To
it to the
secular-
R&B. Yeah.
Weddings.
Okay.
It started with weddings. People started asking me to sing in weddings, or they would ask us to sing in weddings. So obviously, we was just singing regular love songs.
Right.
And some of those songs that we sang, I kind of learned them. So we broke up when we went to college.
Okay.
No fallouts or nothing like
Right.
that. It's just we all went to different schools.
Right.
I stayed in Nashville, and so when I stayed in Nashville, we don't have a group no more. I wanted to keep singing, so I started doing talent shows at TSU, and it was just, bro, it was lit from there. Like that was my little reputation. Like they was like, "Oh, this little dude be singing all the time." Like, but them talent shows were for real, man. Like it wasn't. I didn't really understand the magnitude of it then. Like I was just having fun and just, trying to step outside my comfort zone because I was
Right.
kind of shy. But, man, bro, like, that was harsher than Apollo. Cause I got booed for the first time at TSU, like, cause I was winning. I had won all the talent shows.
Yeah.
That was that like all the artists would be like, oh man, there ain't no sense in entering because they, they like him, man. He gonna win. Like, I had some haters.
So you done made the blacklist. You done made the
I made it.
list.
Like, yeah. I started opening shows. My first show was Eve, Genuine Soleil, at the I think it was the Gentry. Yeah, and I actually sang with Kaz May. And what's crazy about that, Kaz May was just on The Voice like a year or so ago.
Right.
So it's like all them years, that gap, and we, still connect. I write for her now. Nice. But, yeah, she did my first show with me, and it just, carried on. But, yeah, I got booed one time, like, at a talent show, man, because I cracked.
Yeah.
I trying to do a Brian McKnight song, man. I got to that bridge, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and I ain't gonna lie, it humbled me because I was so used to singing the song perfect. Yeah. Well, not perfect, but, nailing it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this the part. This is where I'm gonna win.
Right.
Because I'm just climbing up the ladder vocally.
Right.
But the voice was like, nah, bro.
Not today.
Nah, man, too many. I was partying too much and kicking it too much, bro. Voice checked out. And, bro, they just poured it on. I know that was the longest walk. I had no car. I had to walk back to the dorm. That's the longest walk ever, bro.
So speak on the pencil game, you know what I'm saying? You did a lot of writing. Like, speak about, how did that come about and how many, not to say too many names, but how many artists that you don't work with just on the pencil game alone?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, man, because people be asking me, and I honestly just don't be caring, man. The fact that I can still do it, that's really all that matters. Like, people find out sometimes who I've written for, and that's cool. I'll tell them, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I wrote that. But I don't really name drop or nothing. Like, I just do it.
Yeah, I did.
I'm just having fun, bro. Like, for real. And it is still a business, but I'm really just having fun. But it started with just, I met Trey Styles. That's my engineer, my brother.
Shout out Trey Styles.
Yeah, that was my very first session. We did something that was my very first studio session. Yeah. Go
back to our song.
Right.
Man. It's still on thatpip.com, man. The mixtape, you know what I'm saying? We did our first song. Shout out to him. He came through and laid some tracks.
Yeah.
I did a song dedicated to my brother. He got on, you know what I'm saying, did the thing.
Yeah.
But, the pistol game still going strong.
Trey made me write. Like, he was recording me. He taught me everything, bro. He taught me how to record. Because, I had recorded with the group, but I had never recorded the tracks. And he made beats. But it's crazy how then, bro, I've been doing music for, like, over 20 years. And then I was singing to rap tracks. And it's crazy how that's resurfaced now and how that works in my favor. Like, because I can be in a session. All the R&B has, like edge to it now. Right. It's got like this hip hop influence. Yeah. So when they want that type of R&B over beat, bro, I'm like, that's all y'all want? Like, that's what you want? Yeah. Oh, come on, bro. Like, try to be humble, but I'm like, I'm finna eat this, like, because that's where I started. I was singing the 3 6 Mafia beats. They used to put free beats on the CDs, like DJ Paul beats.
Right.
Who else was it? Cash Money, No Limit, like. They would have instrumentals with their stuff, and I used to just make songs to them. So Trey made me write to those because I had told him, man, I ain't gonna be no writer. I'm just gonna be an artist. And he was like, man, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, and he had to break down to me why that was important because I was so young. I didn't understand. And man, dude refused to take me home one day. Dang. Like I didn't have a car at the time, and he was like, man, I ain't taking you back to the dorm till you finish the song. Like, and that's literally how I learned to write. I had to write a song to get home. Like, yeah, it was crazy, man.
So how did that affect your career now from that moment? Because obviously you still remember that moment. Like, how do you look back and like, dang, bro, that was it. That meant I got to take it serious. I got to turn my game up, not just be an artist.
The game changer, man. Like, I tell people, they'll be like, who's your biggest influence? And, people name artists, which is fine, but I name people like Babyface, Quincy Jones. Like, Babyface is an artist, but he bigger behind the scenes than he was an artist. He just, like, he gonna hit you with an, oh, by the way, here go a platinum single.
Right.
So, if I could pattern myself after anybody, it's him. And he's another one. I don't think a lot of people know what he undone.
Right.
Like, dude done wrote for everybody, bro. He wrote a record for the Four Tops. Like, I ain't know that. Like, I'm just thinking of the 90s stuff. Yeah. And then his artist wasn't, like, mediocre. He had, like, Outkast, bro. Like, people forget Outkast was signed to LaFace. That's
right.
his
label. I remember
he
that.
had TLC. Them diamond artists.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Them ain't baby artists. So, that's why that keep me humble, bro. Like, I'm aiming for babyface status. So, I got a long way to go. You know.
Definitely. So how did the you know, your movement, your motivation and everything, your let's say your movement in the game and everything, how did it pick up from you know, connecting with other artists and getting the features and everything that you know to add to your catalog?
Man, really,
how did that happen and how did it pick up?
Really just being like having integrity, just being real. Like, I ain't never screwed nobody over. I always do solid business. So I started when I would be around, and I ain't never worked with an artist based on their name. Okay. So, like, a lot of the artists that I got features with, like, for example, Jacquees. I got a record with Jacquees. Well, I've been working with Jacquees since before people knew who he was. Right. Because when I was signed to Bad Boy South, like, Jacquees was trying to get signed. Okay. So I never knew until we got in a session. I'm trying to break down who I am, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if you remember me, blah, blah, blah. And he like, bro, I remember you to the T. He was like, you was the only R&B dude at the rap label. Yeah. He said, I used to watch it. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, he ain't never done no interview talking about Lil old JC. Yeah. But, like, that, it made him want to, he's like, I want to do the record with you. But that's been the case with all my, I got features of songs I haven't released yet. You know, so I can't wait, you know, to release that stuff. I think people going to be a little shocked. Like, but, you know, just crazy stories, just being in the right place, right time, and just treating people right.
How did that Bad Boy South come about? And how did that play a part in now, you know, bring it to now?
So that was the same thing, just hustling. I started doing a bi-weekly event at Rhythm Kitchen. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember Rhythm Kitchen. That's what we did. That's what we recorded.
Yup. So we had this thing with William Kizzy called Bubbles and Smoke. Okay. And I would do that with him with a live band. I used to perform with a live band, and I did that at least once a month. So I would do that event, and I would do like John Henry. It was a couple of live venues. So what I would do is do those venues with a live band, because, you know, in Nashville, doing R&B at that time, you kind of had to have some kind of live element to it. Like, you had Love Noise, all this stuff. And so I would do stuff like that, but I was the only one that was selling CDs in the front. Okay. Like, but I sold my first album. I sold like 10,000 units just out my trunk. You know, like, I used to be with All Star. We used to be. Me and Lito used to walk around TSU campus with backpacks, and he was like, "Bro, you just don't act like no R&B artist, bro. You out here trapping, bro." Yeah. I'm like, I've been like that always. Yeah. You know, so I was just walking around talking to people, selling my CDs, and this lady's like. She's like, man, I really like you, man. Let me get a couple of those. I know Diddy, and I know Jermaine Dupri. I know, and I'm like, girl, you don't know them. Like, like, and it was a random. She was person. An older lady, and I tell you, no lie, man, that lady did know Diddy. She was a designer, and she did send it to him, and then it just went from there. He ended up getting in touch with the people I was working with at the time. Mm-hmm. And he had just started the label in Atlanta. And before I knew it, I was just coming to Atlanta. He didn't even sign me right away. I was just coming. I came back and forth for a whole year, like every weekend. Mm-hmm. I missed one weekend. It was Father's Day weekend. I was born on Father's Day. And I stayed in Nashville that weekend. The other 51 weeks, bro, like, no lie, I went to Atlanta every weekend.
So you definitely know Atlanta did.
Man, every weekend. And we was just taking over the studio, like all the hours that the Zoe and Boys in the Hood, all them Jesus, whenever they was out the studio, me and Trey was in there. So some days or nights, mornings, we be in the studio like 3 a.m. to like 8, 9 a.m. Cause we did the off-peak hours while everybody was asleep. Right. So we would spend the night in the studio. They be at the club, at SOs. Yeah. We'll go record while they in the club. Like, just bro. We just
Get
took
in,
over
fit
the
in,
we was just taking over that mud, bro.
So how did that affect bring you to now? Just going through that experience.
I learned a lot because what I do tell people, this is why I share a lot of stuff when I write for artists. It's not that I'm so accomplished, but I am knowledgeable. Cause I always been. I mean, my degree in education. You know, so I used to be a teacher. Yeah, I got a master's in education.
Okay.
And my dad was a principal too,
Right.
so I come from educators and stuff. So I'm like, I can't be a part of something I don't have knowledge of. You know, and that's the mistake a lot of people make. Everybody want to be in the music industry, but they don't know the business. Like, you get to talking about publishing or sync licensing, or like they don't even know what you're talking about.
They leave stuff on the table.
Yeah.
Leave money on the table then.
And I'm like, man, you just out here chasing cloud or just doing.
Just to perform, just to perform with you.
And the powers that be, they know that. They know when they got somebody that don't know nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to learn it because who was I gonna ask? Who from Nashville? Who was on?
Right.
Like what artist could I like pick up the phone and call and say, hey, what should I be looking for with this? I literally, especially in R&B, I literally didn't have not one person I could contact. I couldn't go to Music Row. Yeah. Those labels were all centered around country.
Right.
So they would tell me to go to New York or LA. Mm-hmm. So I literally had to learn from just getting screwed. So part of that was with that deal. That deal didn't work in my favor.
Right.
You know, in a sense, like it didn't go the way it was supposed to go.
Right.
But that's because I didn't know I didn't even know what I signed. So that's how I learned like a ton of stuff in the business. Man, I had songs stolen. I got pubs stolen. I got my budget, you know, mismanaged, like just all kind of stuff. And so, you know, that helped me know how to navigate now. So if nothing else, like any artist I work with, you won't meet an artist that say they work with me and I ain't give them no game. No. Even major artists, man, they be major, still don't be knowing what's up. Like, they over multi-millionaire.
Right.
They in the room like, hold up, what? Yeah. Like, hold on, so what? Hold on, show me. So, like, they don't be knowing, bro.
Because they depend on their team, especially if they got a team. They depend on them, and if their team don't know, because a lot of people are still coming up with their team, and their team might be knew somebody that brought out the hood or where they stay at, and they might not even know the business too. So that's another thing. It's
madness, man. So, you know, it is times where I be like, dang, if I would have known, everybody say that, though. Yeah. You know, if I would have known this then, I would have just took off, bro. Like, but, you know, you never know why things happen. Like, I don't even try to, I don't even try to figure it out no more, but I'm literally just having fun. I just be having fun, bro.
But like, now you're in a place to be able to have fun. Yeah. They know the business now, so I mean, like I say, everything happened for a reason. So maybe that was the reason for you to. Right. Now you can enjoy yourself and still make music and write and share the love to other artists coming up that don't know. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of artists don't know. Me, of course, being a DJ, I know there's a lot of artists that don't know. Right. And I try to tell them like, hey, you leaving money on the table, you gotta get yourself, you gotta paperwork right.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. It's wild, and artists gotta understand, like, music is global, man. Like, that's why last year, bro, I went out the country so many times, because I'm like, bro, wow.
Speak on that experience.
Incredible. Like, life changing, bro.
Shout out to Samuel G. I connected with Samuel G. Just
for real, yeah. Man, bro, that's like my.
It's your boy.
Yeah, that's like my brother.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That's like my brother, man. Like, what's crazy is when people from Ghana say that, bro, like, they mean it. Like, it's not just something we say, like, or they say over there. Like, sometimes we'll just say, oh, that's my boy, that's my, and then, you know, somebody get a little money and you can't get them on the phone no more. Right. Like, what I learned the most overseas, I was like, oh, man, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times I be feeling like I'm in a world by myself over here, bro. Like, cause I move different. Like, some of the things people do, I would never do. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't leave people behind. I can't leave people out. I can't base what I do off of your successes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of my producers now, man, he just got nominated for 6 Grammys. Mm-hmm. But when I met him, we was just cooking up in the basement. Like, he didn't have no placements. Right. He had never worked with anybody. like I got another, and I got a million of them stories. You know, like where the guys that do my production, like people go look at me, oh man, how you know him? How you know him? I didn't meet him now. I've been working with Buddy for 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
like when y'all was ignoring him, y'all wasn't paying him no attention. So that's why I learned overseas. That's in most of the places I went to. That's how everybody is. They're not like we kind of bad people, bro. Like Americans, bro. Like we kind of mean and we judgmental.
Right.
We very jealous. So it was like a reality check because they were so nice to me. I didn't even know how to like receive it. Like first place I went to was Ghana. Like Sam, he one of them. Like dude just took my acapella. I ain't never met Sam. He took my acapella. He got it off the internet and just remixed the whole song and featured himself. And so we shot a video over there and did all this stuff, man. And I tell people, like, I went there December 2021. I'm gonna show you my phone when we get done, bro. Every day, somebody from Ghana hits my phone on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, just to just encouragement. Cause I used to be like putting question marks, like what you want. They be like my brother, and I was like, what's up, blessing. They used to be like blessings, king, and I'm like, oh okay, what's up, what you want? Like, cause I'm over here. If somebody hit you up, they want something. Man, they don't want nothing, bro. They just it's just encouragement. And the same thing about I went to Bahrain in the Middle East, but these like I could live there, bro. That's how dope it was, you know. And it just go on and on. So I went to like 5 countries last year, and so this year I'm trying to like double it, man, because it's just refreshing, you know. And I'm expanding my business over there. So now I'm working on dual citizenship in Ghana.
Okay.
And you know, like that's like my fam now. So I really like.
Shout out to Ghana.
Yeah, bro. And it was crazy because the dude that put me up on it was just somebody that heard my For Me record on QSM Radio.
Okay.
Found me on Facebook, added me, and then DM me.
Right.
Same type of vibe. I'm like, nah, bro. What you want, man? Like he like, man, you ever been to Ghana? I'm like, who is this random man?
Especially saying that something like that.
Bro, I'm his man. I'm his son's godfather now. It's crazy. His son was conceived while I was in Ghana with his wife. And so, like, we, like, one family now. And so he the one that's booking me for all of these countries because he does events he used to be contracted with the military. And so now it's just, like, he be like, hey, man, you ever, bro, the questions he asked me, I'll just be like, bro, for real. Like, he be like, you ever been to Poland? Nah, bro, I ain't been to Poland. Like, and he just be finding, but you ever been to Turkey? I'm like, nah, man, haven't been to Turkey, bro. So he just is big on black men, in particular, being exposed to other cultures. Because the one thing he taught me, he was like, you're the most, like here, we're the most hated.
Right.
Black men,
right.
You know what I'm saying? We're hunted.
Right.
He said, you're the most loved individual in the world. In the world. Everybody want to be like you. Everybody want to model themselves after you. They admire you, and you're going to feel it the moment we start traveling. Bro, when I tell you he was not lying, if you go to certain places like Thailand, like, bro, it's like they'll fight to try to touch you and take pictures with you because you, like, unreal to them. You like a god to them. I said, man, this is crazy.
Dang.
So what I look like fighting people in the club over here, bro, trying to get through the line to, you know, holler at a DJ that's not like yourself, that's not as receptive. Bro, I'm finna fly over there and turn up. Bro, that's all I did last year. I dedicated the whole year to just being overseas.
So speak on the move from Nashville to Atlanta. Speak on that move.
Yeah, that was cool because that was part of my deal.
What made that move? Okay.
Yeah, that was the deal. Like, because since the label was based here, we was driving here so much. Like, eventually,
we are now.
Yeah. I told you, y'all gonna have to get a place, man. But like once they made the deal official, then I had to move. Trey moved with me, and I've been here since. Like it's been a minute, bro. Been here since 2007.
So so we didn't get with you about all the spots and all the sides. So we can me and wife be conversating about the different sides of Atlanta and what's Atlanta, what's not Atlanta, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know a little bit. What's crazy, I've been in the same area the whole time I've been here, bro. I never left the area, but I go back and forth because I'm so close to my family. It's perfect, man, because it's only, 3 hours. And, bro, my parents retired now. They the only people I know be here more than you and wifey.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my parents, bro, they love Atlanta, bro. They'll come to Atlanta and won't even call, like, they'll call me, like, day 2. Like, I'm like, hold on, y'all been here 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we was at the mall yesterday. Like, come on, man. Like, but, yeah, they be out here kicking it, bro. They love it. They love
So how has Atlanta, helped your game or for any artist thinking about, because everybody want to come to Atlanta now.
Yeah.
So what inspiration or motivation would you give if they thinking about making that move to Atlanta and why?
Just the overall culture of music, like this is the mecca for urban music, hands down. Like, and it's secondary now to LA, even in the film industry.
Right.
So even if you're one of those artists that's like a dual threat or a triple threat, whatever, and you gonna try to get into acting, man, this is the place. You got Tyler Perry Studios here. You got Marvel. Like, they film Marvel in my neighborhood. Like, I'll be out jogging, see people flying on cranes, and I'll be like, yeah, they shooting again. I'm just immune to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a school where I work with kids, and, like, even over there, like, Tyler Perry owned, like, 4 or 5 houses. The kids immune to it, and they in the hood. They in the West End, and they so used to filming, like, it don't even faze them. They just walk around, you know? So it's like a thing now. I was at the Hawks game earlier last week, and they was shooting on the street I was parked on, like, so I think just the opportunities for music in particular are wide open, especially if you African American.
Yeah.
Like, this is Wakanda. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get this love nowhere else, bro. Like, where you're going to see the CEO look like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your
and
attorney.
And they might be in a building or you in.
Yeah,
like, you might be performing, you might hit like a regular stage, and they might even be in the building, don't even know it.
Bro. Like, think of the event we was at when we was at the Coalition DJs. That was my first time seeing
Shout
Zoe.
out to my Coalition DJs.
Yeah. That was my first time seeing
Zoe in a long time?
Bro, I ain't seen Zoe. And Zoe was like my brother, bro.
I see Zoe every time you go to Atlanta, just about.
I don't see Zoe, bro. It just not being affiliated with that label. Yeah, and I really have fallen back a lot more. Like, I really don't be on the...
He's independent too now, right?
Huh? Yeah. I just be on the writing heavily. Yeah. Like, so I can do that from the comfort of my home, so I don't really have to go a lot of places no more.
Right.
I'll just go somewhere, to do some quick networking. But, like, seeing him was crazy. But think of all the other people who was in there. But without that event, like, I ain't gonna bump into him.
Bring everybody together.
Yeah, man. Like, you in Target, you in the line, like, and you got, Trey Young in Target, like, just chilling. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You can't. We ain't got that, back at home. Well, we didn't. Nashville growing, but it ain't quite like on this.
Yeah,
on
it's
this
coming
level.
though, because
it's coming.
We got all the labels on Music Row. I mean, but still, I'm mostly for country music. But they just know that they're there. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing a lot of attention. Which, of course, the Memphis female artists are kind of getting signed now. Everybody's looking at a lot of in Memphis. We'll see what Memphis got going on. So that puts more spotlight on Tennessee, which is good.
Yeah, Memphis turning up, man.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's crazy because Memphis always been lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of Paul and them, like. Yeah. They always, like, bro, I literally, it's crazy when I tell people that, because the name's so bad, but I grew up on 3-6, bro. We would stay bumping. Yeah, my dad used to get in the car, like, he'll get in the car and find the CDs and throw them out the window, bro. He used to throw them out the window. Yeah. What is it? Stop listening to all this trash.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I had the whole, everything, bro. All the albums, Project Pat, everybody. But, bro, the influence is undeniable. Yeah. That's Migos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much.
All of them, Duke Deuce, that's all Duke Deuce, and all of them coming out of Memphis like
bruh,
this out.
Bruh, it's just a big cycle. It's crazy.
So, speak a little bit about your music. I know you said for you, the track for me.
Yeah,
for me, that was crazy. I mean, I know you had to get crazy feedback on that because
Yeah.
All the women was on TikTok doing the videos. Like it was, you had a little viral moment. So like, speak on that record and how that record came about for me.
Man, so everything that I've released, so I started dropping again in 2018 because it started from one of my homeboys is a big time promoter, and he started adding me to these shows as an opener. But these wasn't baby shows. It's like I'm on tour with Lil Wayne, with Migos, Macklemore, 10,000 people, bro, and I ain't had no music. Like my songs, my music was like from 2011 maybe, like was my earliest, my latest release. So I didn't even have music that went with now. So I would do demos because of course I record all the time. So I'm performing my demos, and so I started getting like really good reactions. So they started adding me to these tours. But I'm like, dang, I can't capitalize off of this because I ain't got the music ain't out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just started dropping demos. So every song I dropped since 2018, that's why it's really just been number singles. Like, bro, it's just demos. Demos that I did if it didn't get placed, and then I find like I have a business partner or I have somebody that like want to invest. That's how I stay independent. Okay. I get investors. Like, so every record I put out, I got an investment behind it. Some bigger than others, you know. Right. But that's what happened with for me. But man, that junk. It ended up on XM Radio, and bro, I ain't never. It's the biggest record I ever put out in my life.
I told you, I heard it.
It's crazy, bro. Like it was just the way it happened. It was so organic. I thought it was fake, you know, because I had this company, doing the marketing for me, and they big. Like they 740 Project. They got Travis Scott. They got Lil Baby, Sam Smith, Ariana Grande, people like that. Then me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't really do stuff with independent artists. But one of the ladies from the company had heard some of my music. She was like, man, you dope. Like, if you ever want, but they expensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know, music ain't cheap, man. Definitely. Like, if you really want to, like, I tell people all the time, shoot, for me, did great. But if I would have had a 6-figure budget, it would have changed my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't have that type of investment. Right. So when I throw those numbers, I'm glad people like Ray Daniels and stuff are starting to put out viral posts talking about what it really takes. Like, Dolphins do it. Yeah. $250,000, bro. Like, that's a real number. Yeah. Junk ain't fake. You know, and if you got relationships, you might be able to do it for $125, $150. But that's a real per song budget, bro. Like, and I give artists the example when they like, you sure? Okay, how about this? I'm going to shoot a movie. It's called The Avengers. Right. Can you give me $1 million to shoot it? Right. That's not enough. They shoot the movies with $300, $400 million. Right. You go and try to shoot a Marvel movie with $1 million if you want to. Good luck. Music is the same way. Like, you know, we can take the edge off and we can build buzz for less. Right. But it take that real bag to really... Because it's oversaturated.
And that's why a lot of artists think they got to be signed because they
and they start thinking this they music. And I'm like, as a writer, I know it's not my music because y'all paying me to write the song. Right. The label is. Right. So it ain't the music. You know what I'm saying? It's the only difference between me and a lot of artists I write for is they have more budget money than I do. Right. You know, so like if that were to change, like now that I know what I know, like it's gonna be all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So that is one of the things I'm working on. Right. I don't really want to be an artist for long, but I want to do something just enough. Like for me, I want a big record like that to like kind of catapult me into a label situation, and then I'll start signing artists.
Oh, okay.
And
I was just about to tell my next question. Back, what's coming next? That was my next question. That's next.
Yep. I'm working on it.
Speak on the song out right now, and how they
Find
collab,
You.
and that collab come together.
That's Cass. So a lot of people don't know. So I've been working on this project. This is a good time. You be the first person I told about it. I got a studio in New Orleans, 12,000 square feet. We coming. It's lit, bro. Like with my business partner, David Adams. He owns a company called Lation ENT. So I tag Lation a lot on my stuff because he's helped fund the majority of my releases. Okay. But through the funding, like we became friends because I'm very honest with him. You know, like convos like this. Right. Imagine knowing a millionaire and you like he'll be like, hey man, all right, well I'm gonna send you X amount of dollars for that, and then you say no. Like it might be $10,000, $15,000, and you like nah, because I know what you want that to do, and I know for what we trying to do, that need to be more like 40, 50.
Right.
So if you ain't gonna do that, just keep it, cause you ain't gonna be mad at me when it don't work,
Yeah.
So I be turning, there were times I turned stuff down. I keep record of everything to the point I would get on his nerves, like, cause I got spreadsheets, but I'm super organized. Like I'm not just out here winging it.
Yeah.
I keep my tax records and everything. I'm writing all that junk off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do my stuff to write. Like it's a real business.
Yeah.
So he was like, dude, you don't have to keep telling me where you spent the money. And then finally he was like, bro, I trust you. You family. That's it. Like I'm finna give you a percentage of the business. Let's rock out. And one of my other engineers passed like 2 years ago. So then we got even closer. And we said, all right, we're gonna commit to this studio project. And man, that's what we doing. So I was talking to Cheese Beats this morning.
Okay.
Like we trying to do a camp there. We're doing a camp with Rodney Jerkins. Like that's gonna be huge. Like so. I'm thinking this studio is gonna really change the game for everything I'm doing silently, like just on some chill stuff, And and again, what before you even asked me this question, you asked me how I was meeting these people. It's that integrity piece, bro, and that really go back to what we first started back. That's the roots, Like I'm still at the end of the day, bro. I'm a Christian, so I do business a certain type of way, and I just don't. I don't believe in screwing people over. I'm real solid, and they come back around. So that's what happened with this scenario, and we finna turn that up, bro, all the way up. But that's how I met Cass too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had what's up? A very good interview with JC. Let them know where they need to follow you at, how to stay connected. If they want to work with you, they want to learn some game. You know what I'm saying? You might want to get some artists together, even get some speak on the table. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Man, I would love to do something like what's crazy. I've been doing that in the countries that I'm going to. So what we'll do is we'll book like a show. I might do a 1 or 2 shows out there. I do sessions with the local artists, but we started doing panels, like educational panels, to educate the local artists so we can put them up on game. Because especially in Africa, bro, like they lit out there and they not getting their royalties and a lot of stuff. And now we're starting to exploit them. Right. Like our labels are starting to take theirs because Africa way bigger than America.
Right.
So these people coming over here with hundreds of thousands of fans, and we ain't never even heard of them.
Right.
They already lit before they get here, and they not making what they should be making. So we've been having them convos. So yeah, y'all can hit me up. You can go to my website, itsyourboyjc.com, itsyaboyjc.com, and that's the quickest way to get in touch with me because my IG on there. That's It's Your Boy JC too. But my videos, my music, all of that stuff, and I respond to everybody, man. Cause like I said, it's a business, so I'm trying to turn up with everybody, bro.
Sir, leave them with a little motivational tip. Anything? What you got to leave them with?
Motivation. Well, I would say definitely stay solid. It's gonna come back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to take the easy way out. The easy road, because that's why we seeing our artists out here, doped up and ODing, man, because they ain't happy.
Right.
They rich, but they ain't happy.
Right.
So to get that real fulfillment, I think you just got to be solid, do things the right way, and, yeah, man, just stay on the grind. It's a marathon. It's not really a sprint. So you stay on it.
So stay solid and definitely stay consistent. As you can see, this man been consistent. If you already been following him, for me, it's already streaming and been streaming on QSM Radio. Yeah. It's very special to have my boy JC in the building. We appreciate him pulling up and showing love to QSM Radio, man. We out here.
Yeah. Peace.
Appreciate you.